They're not much happier about revised version. Aides to Senator Jay Rockefeller, a West Virginia Democrat, have spent months drafting behind closed doors. Yes, CNET News has obtained a copy of the 55-page draft. They have a link to it, which appears to permit the president to seize temporary control of private sector networks during so-called cybersecurity emergency. Yeah, CNET just broke this Friday. How do we all know about this 8 months ago? Because the Pentagon wrote the draft. We wrote the stories about it and posted them on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And where are Kurt Nimmo and Paul Watson and Steve Watson and Aaron Dykes tooting our horns? That's something we're not good at. We need to do it more because we know what we're talking about. Our listeners pointed out these Pentagon white papers about how they wanted to take over the Internet for dominance in America to shut down freedom of speech. And now they've announced that the Pentagon wants 400,000 regular Army troops, the source on that's AP and the Hill newspaper, to, quote, deal with American gun owners and returning vets. The whole anti-Al-Qaeda system is for the red, white, and blue. It's to take down the country. We've been hijacked by foreign banks. What is it you can't get? I know the military's full of good men and women, but they're slowly twisting you to accept this. And you know they are. It's time to wake up and say no. So they're kicking all the good military out and hiring illegal aliens to fill the ranks. Oh, you didn't know that? The biggest new group of people's illegal aliens and felons. Again, a new 55-page secret bill that's been leaked, which still appears to permit the president to seize temporary control of private sector networks during a so-called cybersecurity emergency. The new version would allow the president to declare a cybersecurity emergency relating to non-governmental computer networks. See, notice when you went for the Cash for Clunkers program that it said on there, the government's now taking control of your computer. It's now owned in perpetuity by the government. Look, if you just lay down like a jellyfish to corruption, the government is nothing but an overlay, the mining drill bit of offshore corporations and banks, mafia. And we're known as gullible suckers that'll allow people to cheat us and steal from us at any and all levels. And so they're just going to rape us en masse. You got that? And they can play you off left versus right to dissipate all your real energy. That's why the media will only report on Democrats being booed off the stage, not that all the major Republicans are being booed off the stages as well. The new version would allow the president to declare a cybersecurity emergency related to non-governmental computer networks and do what's necessary to respond to the threat. Other sectors of the proposal include a federal certification program for cybersecurity professionals and a requirement that certain computer systems and networks in private sector be managed by people who have been awarded the license, who are basically federal spooks. This was already most of the new major grants and scholarships for the last 8 years. They've been gearing up for this in a big way. Stay with us.
Do you understand how dark it is? How far down the line we are? How late it is?
We can't believe that it's happening here. We can't believe that in our own republic, in our supposed free society, that classical tyranny is growing. And there's always excuses, there's always rationales. But Homeland Security states in its own DHS reports that their entire system, that its main focus is the American gun owner. It's all for us, folks. We've been conquered illegitimately, illegally, through fiat banking, through Ponzi schemes by offshore banks. And they wrap all their tyranny in the American flag. And now the feds are openly saying they're taking over the entire Internet and even your small IT company. And everything's going to be data mining. Everything is, the majority of new scholarships are for Homeland Security related. CIA radio and TV ads are everywhere. They're taking over our society. There's not going to be jobs available that aren't in those positions. And they're taking weak-minded people, getting them jacked up, taking them right out of the military and other places, making them CIA, making them NSA, and they think they're God. They think the Bill of Rights Constitution is here to be walked on. And they're turning them loose on us. And I just want to warn everybody, this is real. If you ever wanted to stand up for the republic, if you ever wanted to fight tyranny, this is it. Now, I know there's a lot of good people in the police, in the military, and even in the CIA and FBI. They send us a lot of material, a lot of information that turns out to be accurate and very, very damning to the establishment. That's why they're trying to grow this huge new crop. That's why they're creating all these new agencies with new people and new directives. And they're going to be massive purges of people in the system. Look, the government's gone bad, okay? And I want to now get into overall censorship and then start taking your phone calls in the next segment. The toll-free number to join us is 888-201-2244, 888-201-2244, or direct line if you're listening in Central Texas, 512-646-1776. That's a terrorist number, I know, according to FEMA. 512-646-1776. And this is the spirit of 1776 is what this radio show is all about. 888-201-2244. You want to know where we stand? It's with 1776. You want to stand with 1984 and all the tyranny? Go right ahead. But don't lie to yourself. And it goes on to Larry Clinton, president of the Internet Security Alliance, saying this is a total takeover of the Internet. The Carnegie Mellon University admitting that it's total tyranny. I mean, it's just all right here. So there's no more denial about the feds taking over the Internet. And by the way, Yahoo and Google, they helped set up the spying systems and the Internet shutdown systems in the last 15 years in Tehran, Iran, in Beijing, China, in these countries where this type of censorship goes on. Okay? Look, Homeland Security 7 years ago didn't hire Marcus Wolf, the former head of the East German Stasi, the worst spies ever. I mean, and I didn't believe it when I saw it in the news, and I went and saw the federal congressional funding of over $1 million over 2 years for Marcus Wolf. And then now you read in the news every day where they're training neighbors how to spy on neighbors. And they announce, come to the local FBI meeting, come to the local Homeland Security meeting, come to the InfraGard meeting. We want you to fight Al-Qaeda. Come to the Eagle Eyes meeting for, now 1 million truck drivers that have enrolled. And you show up, and we've got the manuals. We've shown them on air. We've shown video clips in these seminars, and they buy you lunch 2 days at a hotel. Your company sends it. You'll get a little discount on your insurance if you do. And they spend 20 minutes on Al-Qaeda showing them at a training camp, CIA funded, but don't tell you that. And then the rest of it's, is this guy drinking and driving? Is this person spanking their kid? Is this guy got marijuana plants in his backyard? It's how to spy on the American people. The entire infrastructure of government is to gang rape you. You understand that? Because it isn't government. But look, point is, here's that censorship. Now, next up, every day or two, I get attacked by Media Matters and by Daily Kos and by Think Progress and by Alternet. And if you go to the federal filings for foundations, you can just Google federal filings for Alternet or for Daily Kos, and then it'll take you to links. Then it'll say number 1 funder, Rockefeller Foundation, number 2 funder, UN. It's different for each one. Number 3 funder, George Soros Foundation. I mean, I have, this is creepy. I have George Soros. I have Al Gore's foundation. That guy's a multi-billionaire. I have all these guys attacking 3 people. And this is really creeping me out. They're attacking 3 people. And they attack me as often now. Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, and Alex Jones. And they are attacking me every couple days. I mean, I'm not even trying to pay attention to this. But I have to counter it because they always build straw men. Now, before I get into Limbaugh and Beck, who obviously I don't align myself with, but we're going to explain why they're doing this. The reason this is so creepy is, remember Poplawski, who shot the 3 cops at his house because his mother woke him up drunk. He had pit bulls. He wouldn't get a job, wouldn't take care of the dogs. They were urinating all over the carpet and crapping everywhere. And he throws a fit. The cops show up. He shoots one, throws a fit, shoots 2 more. On his computer, he'd visited thousands of sites like anybody else. And this came out in court, and we later could do searches on his handle, and we first found it out this way. He was attacking me on the internet because I don't get into anti-Semitism and racial issues. We're trying to bring people together against tyranny and not make it about race or religion or groups. Within 2 hours of him being in custody, the Southern Poverty Law Center, through their writer at the local paper, the guy that writes the stories for him, said that he did it because of me. Now, we later got his handle and Googled his name and found out he was attacking me on all the big Nazi sites that are government run, and that's come out.